Bob Maloney from My MMA News. I'm over at North Star Mixed Martial Arts with Paul Sims. Paul,
how you doing?
Great to see you, man. How you feeling?
Pretty great.
Paul has a fight coming up at Maverick 9, and he's 2-1 as a pro, and this is the first time I got to talk to him. So, Paul, tell me a little bit about your background. How did you get into martial arts? I know we talked, you said you did wrestle, and when did you fall in love with mixed martial arts?
Well, I actually started with Taekwondo when I was a little kid, like so many little kids do. You know, like parents think their kids have too much energy to throw them into some kind of karate or Taekwondo. I started that around probably second grade. I did that second grade, third grade, fourth grade. I wasn't too serious about it, but you know, it's something I did. And probably in middle school, sixth grade, that's when I got into wrestling. I wanted to join the wrestling team, and then ever since then, yeah, I stuck with wrestling. And then I did wrestling through middle school to high school. And I started doing MMA junior year of high school because normally I would just join a wrestling club in the off season. But around 16, 17, I became like a huge fan of MMA and the UFC. And so I thought that would be an opportunity to get some wrestling training in the off season while also training in the sport that I was becoming a fan of.
Well, when you became a fan of mixed martial arts, you said that you kind of fell in love with it. Who were the fighters? Who were your favorite fighters when you first fell in love with the sport?
Probably guys like GSP, you know, Rashad Evans. It was around that sort of time. Who were some other guys? I guess Frankie Edgar was also a big one around that time. A lot of these guys are older now, you know.
And they're still fighting. GSP, yeah. Frankie Edgar, they're all still fighting. So you're not that old, right?
Yeah.
You're not that old. So listen, you got a fight coming up against Rich Patashnak at Maverick. Tell me a little bit. I know that you were saying that it was a later replacement, so tell me how you feel about this fight. Rich is usually at 55. He's taking it at 70. How do you feel about this fight? I know you told me that you really don't study your opponents much. You let your head coach, Jackson Galka, kind of guide you and, you know, put you in, give you the right game plan. How do you feel about this fight? You're physically ready, emotionally ready? You're
of course.
Weeks out?
Yeah, I train all the time regardless of whether I have an opponent or not. More so, I train for myself, really. And the opponent is just a guy in the way, really. That's how I see it. For Rich, yeah, he was a late replacement for somebody I was supposed to fight.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I know he normally fights at 55. I guess he's trying to move up a weight class, or he's just looking. I noticed he hasn't fought in like almost a year. The last guy he fought was one of my good friends and training partners, Joe Larry, and it didn't work out too good for Rich in that fight. But so I'm looking to replicate, something similar for this fight.
Well, listen, Jackson is so cerebral, your coach, and give me a little bit of dirt on him. What can you do to get a rise out of him, whether it's something good or something bad? What do you know that will get a rise out of Jackson?
Get a rise out of Jackson. I've been trying to get a rise out of him for a while, but he always seems to be like calm, cool, and collected, like almost under any circumstance. It's like he kind of just finds a way just to, how can I say it? I don't know, he uses something I noticed about him, like whenever he's teaching a technique or a strategy, he uses metaphors a lot, like these strange like metaphors that don't really seem relevant when you think about it. And then I always like joke around with the other guys, like, oh, here he goes again, Jackson's coming up with these crazy metaphors. So I joke around with him about that a lot, because but I don't know, a lot of his metaphors, they do make sense, but it's like he speaks in riddles and tongues. Like, I don't know.
I've tried for years to try, get him to get a little bit angry or whatever.
Yeah.
But like you said,
he always seems like neutral. Like
exactly. I guess you know what, you need that when you're teaching kids, not just fighters. You're teaching kids. You're teaching adults. You need that sense of calmness, and he definitely has it. You know what I mean?
I like that a lot.
And you notice that in the corner when you're fighting, when he's working your corner. You know that he's going to come over, and it's nice for you to go in the corner, and you're going to get good advice.
Yes, definitely, yeah. But he does have a neutral attitude, but yeah, like he's screaming in the corner, like he gets enthusiastic about it. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's always like intelligent advice. Like, he'll never just say like go and hit him, or like some random like nonsense like that. Like, it's always like a tactical, like intelligent advice, rather than just don't let him do that to you, or push him back.
Well, he's been there before, so he knows. Like I said, he's not just a good instructor; he also was a fighter. So once again, Paul Sims, Maverick 9, September 22nd. Where's the location at, Paul?
The location actually recently got changed. It was supposed to be, the venue was somewhere in Morgantown, but
Okay.
it recently got changed. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, for the write-up, we will have the right location for Paul's fight.
Yes.
North Star Martial Arts is coached by Jackson Galka. Paul, on the way out the door, any love or any shout-outs you want to give, it's all yours.
I'm gonna give a shout out to, well, yeah, of course, North Star MMA. It's a new gym that just opened up. Pretty much only about a couple months ago, this location opened up. I used to train at Daddis. Daddis gym is no longer here, but you know, I'm going to carry on the legacy of that gym with future fights, and also Beacon Mixed Martial Arts. Coach Peach, you know, one of my coaches to help me along the way. You know, guys like Matt Mikowski, plenty of other guys. Anthony Cheesesteak Morrison.
He's my guy, Cheesesteak.
Yeah, Cheesesteak. Yeah, I've seen him in a while, but yeah, he was one of the coaches that helped me get to where I am now. So yeah, guys like that. There's so many more. I don't know. I could keep going on and on, but.
All right. Well, listen. Best of luck to you. Thanks for giving me some time. My MMA News at North Star Mixed Martial Arts. Paul's going to be throwing down 2-1, and listen, he's a beast. 170. Let's look for the name. Follow him. My MMA News.